Welcome back, people. Protege Bowden Show. On my man Veron the Don, of
Yo,
course.
yo, you already know.
Yep. So we got another topic. It's something that I've been meaning to talk about for the longest time, and I'm actually doing it with the right individual sitting right next to me. So
Uh,
it is gonna be the reasons why people are single in the present day. All right. So with that being said, we got two single people sitting right next to each other right now. So you're gonna find out why there's good people in this world that are single today. There's a lot of stuff behind it. But I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Um, Protege Bowden Show on YouTube. Look that up, like and subscribe. If anything, if you guys need the link, my man Verona Don, he can send you the link. So you guys can tune in on YouTube as well. But like always, we always do Facebook Live, and then it eventually gets uploaded to YouTube. So let's get started, y'all.
oh, don't forget, everybody watching right now, please share the video. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So
Guys,
yeah,
share the
thank
video.
you.
Share the
Appreciate
video
that.
right now,
Appreciate that.
please.
Yeah, share the video. You know what I'm saying? It's good stuff to listen to. Like I said, we always talk about stuff that people are going through. It's pretty much day to day stuff that we deal with, social issues, whatever. So thank you for that. Okay, so reasons why people are single today, or good people are single in the present day. All right, well, I'm gonna just I'm gonna just say it straight up. A lot of people are single today because
Speak the truth.
I am. I am. There's a lot of selfish people out there. I'm
Facts,
gonna
facts,
just put
facts,
it like that.
facts.
People just they only care about themselves, really. And the question that kills me, I saw it on Facebook one time. Somebody was like, "Oh, do you think because you're in a relationship you can just do what you want?" And I'm like, that's pretty much common sense. Like, no, if you're in a relationship, you can't just do what you want. Because if that's the case, then why be in a relationship? You know what I'm saying?
Single for that.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was a ridiculous question to me that I saw. But I feel that sometimes one person loves the other person more in a relationship. That actually seems to happen a lot. I see that a lot. A lot of people put out more than the other person does, so it's not really like a team effort. You know what I mean? So that's why people start, drifting apart from one another, or lack of communication can basically kill a relationship. I think that's a serious downfall in a relationship is when people don't talk. So eventually the relationship just dies. Sometimes people, like I mentioned earlier, people are selfish, and I feel like withholding certain information from your partner that they need to know about, that's selfish because you have to tell them certain things. Otherwise, he's gonna look at it like, why can't you talk to me? I'm supposed to be or she, I'm supposed to be the closest person that you come to. You know what I'm saying? You can't just shut down in a relationship and just be like, well, I'm just not gonna say anything. Walking around depressed or whatever. And it's okay to get like that, but just remember that your partner is supposed to be there for you. So if you can't go to him or her, then it's pretty much done. So just remember that communication is very important when it comes to this. So a lot of people are walking, oh well, I don't feel like talking right now. I'm like, well, okay, you get some time to yourself. I give you that, but how much time are you gonna get? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So it's like it can't be like, for me, I'm gonna just put it out there. For me, it just can't be more than a day. I'm sorry. I may give you the day, but if we're in a long term or committed relationship or what have you, that's pretty much all you're gonna get because, like I said, I have to know where I stand.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's me and you got to tell me what's going on. And likewise, like I think you would want that from me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure you want me to tell you everything as far as like what may be bothering me. Just you have to be. I just want you to be aware that sometimes I may be having a bad day or something's bothering me, and I may need you around because you're supposed to be the closest person to me where I can vent to. You know. So I'm just gonna start off with this. I got my man the Don. You know, he's chilling in. He's tuning in or whatever. So Don, man, what's why do you think people are single today, man?
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, there's a variety of reasons in my belief, and again, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is the way it is or the way. Just because I see it this way doesn't mean there's no other alternative reason why. But honestly, there are a lot of good people in the world. I mean, yes, I agree with my man Protege saying there are a lot of selfish people in the world, and I know that's for myself personally. That is 100% the reason why I'm still single today. Don't deal with selfish people at all. You know, but like I said, there's a variety of reasons. You know, I've heard the word intimidation thrown around a lot. They're intimidated to show interest in someone that is doing a damn thing,
Mm. Mm.
which to me doesn't make any sense because that would intrigue me more, But then
Mm.
again, like I said, that's just me. I can't speak for everybody,
Mm.
or people that may think like me, like Protege or my man Slime that's not here right now. Shout out to Slime or my man King Simmons. He's not here either, but I'm sure they're gonna be tuning in at some point,
Of course.
But
Yeah.
like I said, there's a slew of reasons, and I mean, it's hard to pinpoint just one, you know, but then again, we have to address them all, or address as many as we can, just like the reason we're doing this, to open people's minds and give them a different perspective on things,
Mm.
but from a general basis, I think that's what it is. People
Mm.
are selfish,
Mm.
and as humans, we are selfish. When babies are born, when they're hungry, when they're tired, when they got to use the bathroom, what do? They kick and scream, they cry, and as a baby, that's accepted in society. Not
Yes,
when
it
you
is.
not when you're
Mm.
a grown adult. When you're 20, 21, you're living on your own. You don't kick and scream and throw tantrums out here because someone, in a more intimate case,
Mm.
someone leaves the toilet seat down or something like that. Oh my God, what are you doing? I'm done with you. I'm out. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm.
And nah, red is my favorite color, Nicole. But shout out to you. Good looking out for the support though.
Right.
But honestly, yeah. That's basically how I feel about that 100%. So, but yeah, give it back to my man Protege.
Yeah. So, now that was good. I mean, people just, definitely try to understand. We're not saying things we're not trying to be biased. In other words, this is pretty much what goes on today in the world. Uh, I'm just gonna share like why I'm single. And I think it's because well, let me say this first. People ask me, and we was talking about this off air.
Yep.
And it really irks me too, because people are like, okay, John, you're so successful, whatever. You got everything going for you, and they're like, so why are you single? And I'm like, well, to be honest, it's a variety of things. I think it's because number one, I don't want to settle, okay, for like anything less than what I deserve. And number two, I'm gonna be a little funny about it. I just can't walk up to any female and be like, "Hey, you're mine." You know what I mean? We're together now. You know what I mean? And she may be one of the best things since sliced bread. You know what I mean? And I can't be like, I just can't grab her by the hand and be like, "All right, we're together now." Especially if she's a total stranger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just not gonna work. But that honestly, that's the reason why I'm single is because I haven't really found anybody that pretty much likes me for me. A lot of today it's all about like I said, some women, I think they look at it as how pretty much like a come up. In other words, you know what I mean, and that's not how it should be. I think we went wrong somewhere. I don't know if it's because of it might be a financial thing that they're going through, and then they see somebody and they like cha-ching, somebody who's going well for themselves. Like
Yeah.
I struck oil or some shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
That could be it, or it's just maybe they're like, okay, well, I know I can rock with him, but I'm not really into his personality, and I'm like, well, that's wrong because that should be something you really look at when you're looking for a mate. You should find out what qualities they have, and not so much what I have as far as materialistic is concerned. So, you know, yeah, I mean, yeah, I got a lot of things, but I had to work. I had to work hard
things,
for that,
man.
and
It's not about things.
right. It's not about that.
Hold up though, before I mean cut you off,
not
Protege,
good.
but I haven't seen anybody share the video yet. Please share this video We're just trying to enlighten as many people as possible, even if it's just one person. You know what I mean? Please, everybody viewing right now, please share the video.
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
Appreciate that. Yeah. So, like I said, it's not about materialistic things when you're looking for a partner. It's not about that. It's about does this obviously you want to know if he's got things going for himself. He's a standout guy or woman or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think we've lost focus in that. Especially sometimes single mothers too. Sometimes they're going through things, and they're looking to move on with somebody else if it doesn't work out with their previous suitor, I guess you could say. And now that a new man comes into their life, and it's like, okay, well, it may I'm looking at him as just a come up, and you can't look at him like that. Like
Yeah.
sometimes they look at it like, oh, well, he probably take care of me and my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, just don't aim for that. And some women, like you mentioned earlier,
Mm-hmm.
Don, about how they're intimidated. That's actually something I couldn't wrap my head around, because I was like, how are you gonna be intimidated by
What you want?
what you want? You know what I mean? Like, you were looking for this person, and bam, smack in your face, he's right there. But then when you get it, you run.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, no, there's no running. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Not only that, I have to choose you as well. You know what I'm saying? So I chose you, or basically we pretty much chose each other. That doesn't give you a reason to just run away without any explanation at all. So don't do that. That's not good. Shout out to my man Anthony Bermudez. He just tuned in. I hope you're doing all right, bro. Actually seen a meme on. I think he posted a meme up a couple hours ago, and it was
Uh-huh.
like, he's been lied, lied to, cheated on, dropped without any explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that everybody, especially if you're approaching 30 plus, you've been through something like that.
Of course.
One of those, three things that I mentioned. But like I said, you can't just do that to people. You can't just drop them without no explanation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't communicate. That's something. As adults, we've lost our way. We can't just be like, yo, we're not gonna talk to this individual. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. But what about you, man? You wanna share anything that's really bothering you, or what? What is something that you think that has happened that made you single today, or why you're single?
Well, just gonna follow up. What up, cuz? She's tuning in from Trinidad, the best country on the planet. I TNT. You see me
Alright.
rocking the red, white, and black right now.
TNT.
You already know.
Not TNT, the actual channel,
No.
station. Yeah,
Or from Looney Tunes, the actual.
the dynamite.
Bomb.
You
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago. Alright.
Alright.
But no. How I feel about that, man, and my own personal experience and history. If I had to answer to that, I would tell you right now, bro.
Okay.
It's crazy because, like your man's that's tuned in on the other side, um, I've been dropped for no reason. And actually, my most significant relationship, I was engaged and whatnot, and she up and left for no reason at all. Up to now, I mean, it took me years to get past that because I can't understand how you could genuinely give yourself to someone 100%. Don't try to play them, don't run around on them, do everything possible to make their life easier and make you guys' future possible and prosperous, and they just up and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Just cause.
Right.
No reason. That's it.
Oh, no, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but for the viewers out there, if you guys got any questions, of course, my man the Don's always looking out for the viewers. So if you got any questions, please ask, about this topic, and we'll answer them. I just wanted to, throw that out there. Continue, my man.
Good. I can only multitask with so much, guys. So bear with me if I miss your comment. Just run it back for me. I would really appreciate that.
Cool.
But like I said, it's just I don't understand that. I mean, we spoke about it earlier about people being selfish and intimidated. Now, it goes both ways. I mean, if you want someone that's successful, that's confident, that's true to themselves, that's not putting on a front, that's not putting on a show, of course they're going to be a certain tier of individual. They're not going to be the same, but they're going to be at a certain level that you have to raise yourself to be, or at least maintain and be consistent to match that person on every single level. I just happened to catch what my cousin had said earlier. Shout out to my cousin again. she was saying you got to match my time, effort, and pockets, I believe, and I can agree with that to an extent. Money is not an issue for me. I make good money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care
not
about
an issue
money.
for us.
Even when I mean, I've always been
Yeah.
working. I didn't care when I was working at the airport when I met my man Protege back in the day, almost 10 years ago. You know, we were making what barely $10 an hour.
Yep.
You know, 10 years
Yeah.
later, now we got both successful careers, and that $10 an hour has turned maybe what quadrupled or something like that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So we're successful dudes in that aspect. So money doesn't mean anything to us. I don't need your money. Now, if we want to build and we're planning for the future, money will come into play. But again, it's not like I need your bread because my goal it'll just take me longer to attain or whatever if I'm
Mhm.
doing it by myself. But if we're together, if we're building a future, then we put our bread together. You know what I mean? And we have plans and goals. We can do that.
Right.
Me personally, every single person I've dealt with, money has always come up, and they felt like these silent rules and laws that come into effect that the man got to do this, the man got to do that. Yes, even if you believe that, that doesn't mean that you don't contribute.
Correct.
You have to contribute something. You know what I mean? It's not just oh well he's here, he got a good job, and he grinds every day. He works overtime every other day. I'm just chilling in the crib. Let me just chill. Nah, that's not how it works.
Mhm.
And also, if wow, okay,
Mhm.
Run, you might want to hit that back.
No, no, no. It's just a comment he
Yeah,
made.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not even so. This whole breadwinner thing. I mean, some people. What if me as a male, like to work in an office? Most office admin jobs making 50 grand a year, and that's the top. That's the cap.
Correct.
And if you want to be, as a woman, want to be a doctor or something like that, I mean, there is no way that as a clerical individual, whatever,
In whatever field.
yeah, it doesn't matter what field,
Yeah.
accounting, whatever,
Mhm.
I'm never gonna make that money.
Right.
I enjoy doing what I do. You enjoy doing what you do. So what does that mean? I'm the man, so I still gotta provide, and you're making 10 times what I'm making a
Yeah.
year,
More.
son.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Hence, we go back to the original thing of what we said. Selfish.
Yeah, people are way too selfish.
Yeah.
Man. Selfish and intimidating. I mean, those are the two things. Like
Mhm.
we could juggle them all day.
Mhm.
You know, we're grown folks right now. We have to be able to look out for one another. You
Right.
know, and if you're going and taking into an intimate setting of being in a relationship, you definitely can't be selfish. You know what I mean? But I also go and flip this. I don't mean to take too much
No,
time.
no. Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
flip
Go
it
ahead.
too because
Got plenty of time.
also when you're a confident individual or whatever the case is, it can come off as intimidating. Yes, we may not understand that, but it can come off as intimidating, and I can understand that much because I have a very open mind. I'll get back to you, Daisha. Don't worry about it. I got you. You know, I'm trying. I'm gonna do one thing at a time. All right, but yeah, like I said, you know what? I'm gonna pause on that, and I'm gonna get back to the viewers. I'm gonna comment on that, and I'm gonna let you take.
You gonna take the
I'm gonna let you
floor?
spearhead
Alright.
this real quick, and we're gonna come back to that. I don't want to take too much time, but there's a couple key parts that I want to hit on this.
All right, no problem, man. But I appreciate that input, man, because that was a lot. I felt like I hope you guys are listening to what he said, like really listening, but and not just it going through one ear and out the other. But definitely, I feel like if you're pretty much trying to start a family with somebody or whatever, you gotta be willing to work together. And like, that's,
Shout out to Dave
shout
from the
out
West Coast,
Dave,
tuning in
man.
from Cali. My man
Alright.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Go ahead, bro. I ain't mean to cut you off, Protege.
Nah, that's cool.
Enlighten these folks, man.
Yeah, man. So pretty much when you guys are together, especially, I feel like in the dating aspect, at the age we are now, you're not just looking just to date. That shit is old. You know what I mean? I mean, you can call me old or conservative, but I have a conservative view of things. I'm not just dating just to pass time. You know what I'm saying? I could be by myself. I'm not trying to waste time with anybody that I'm trying to court, I guess you could say. But, you have to realize that, like I said, it's a team thing, and people have forgotten that. Like you mentioned earlier, like, if I'm grinding or whatever, that does not mean you sit at home and just do nothing. Some people like, they want to be a single mom. I mean, not a single mom. Sorry, they want to be a housewife.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually not cool with that, just because the way society is, the way our economic culture is, especially in New York, it's too damn expensive.
Yeah,
To live on
exactly.
to live on one income. I'm like, yo, you gotta be out here doing something. You know what I mean? Because I can't. First of all, that becomes too stressful on one individual when you have to, pay all the bills and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely can take a toll, and then frustration will come out to your partner, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of need some help, and then if things don't improve with that person, then it turns into an argument and a fight. But oh man, Anthony, he had a question. All right, we're gonna my
Take
man.
a
I'm
short
we're
interlude
gonna
and
take
answer some questions.
we're gonna do a little a little intermission, if you will.
Can you hold that so I could just
Yeah, you want
voice out
to Daisha?
Yeah, I just
Right,
want to
right.
finish
Go
what
ahead.
I was saying
All
because
right.
typing and talking is two different things.
Go ahead.
But for Daisha, she was saying how do men approach women? How should they? I mean, well, basically, I kind of just flipped it a little bit and said that how people should approach people because my perspective on things are a little different because I don't think that men should have to approach women.
We think the same because I was gonna say that.
You
Go
know,
ahead though.
But
Unless
I
you take
will,
it.
I will say this: if you want to get noticed by the people that you're looking for, and I just had a conversation not too long ago with my homegirl Nairi, shout out to her, U.S. Navy, you know what I'm saying? But I just had a conversation with her about this exact topic, and and my response to her was, you have to show action. You can say what type of person you are, you can say you're about this, you're about that. It doesn't matter until action is shown. But taking it a step further, if you want a certain tier of individual to approach you, you need to show them something. You can't just, well, basically the analogy I gave to her is if I'm walking down the block and there's 10 chicks, a group of 10 chicks coming at me, I mean, attractive, average, whatever, they're coming at me and they walk by. I'm like, what do I think? Oh, look, a group of 10 chicks. You know what I'm saying? Now, take that same scenario. I'm walking by myself, Dolo, walking down the block, a group of 10 chicks coming at me. One of them hits me up and says, oh, yo, good morning, good afternoon, or how you doing, or something like that. I acknowledge and keep it moving. What does that mean now? She has just stood out above everyone else in that group, and that's basically what I'm trying to say. You need to do stuff to separate yourself from society, the majority, whatever term you want to place there.
Right.
That's what you have to do to make yourself noticeable to the individuals like myself, my man Protege, my man King, you know what I'm saying, that are not looking for just the average chick. Or not, because obviously, if we were looking for the average chick, we could have been cuffed a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to say we're not saying that we're better than anybody. Do not get it twisted. We're not better, but we know what we're about and we know what we deserve. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
plain and simple.
looking at it that way, I think that's how people could work. And it's not just men to women. It could be women to men or whatever the case is. Because if we're interested in a bad chick, and when I say bad chick, I don't mean someone that looks good. I mean someone that got their stuff together, got an awesome personality, is very reputable, credible. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make myself noticeable. I'm not gonna do it forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
right.
I'm gonna do certain things that I wouldn't do for the typical person. You know what I mean? So I hope, Daisha, that answers your question. Nicole will get back to you because we're holding something from my man Tony on this side. You want to holler at him?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, my man Anthony, he asked, what are some red flags in relationships that sometimes are ignored but shouldn't be? Okay, I'm gonna jump into that one. It's kind of Anthony, man. It's kind of like what I said earlier. Like, you gotta be able to know what you're dealing with up front. As far as my main thing is communication. If I need to be able to communicate with you, not, and it's not like a controlling thing. It's just the fact that if I know that you hit me up, a lot, and if that says a lot. If you contact me more than you, and then me contacting you, I should say, then that means a lot. Cause I'm kind of bad as far as like not really communication wise, but as far as like replying or texting back or whatever.
Because you're busy. Explain to me your schedule, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. We're busy individuals, man. We both got 2 careers.
I'm on vacation right now.
Right.
I'm still running around. Like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So stuff like that, like that's a big red flag to me when you're not able to actually talk. Also, when I feel like some people put themselves in their own situations. Some don't. I'm not trying to knock everybody, but some people put themselves in their situations that they're in now. So as far as like financial status, I feel like you have control of your financial status. Period. So that could be a red flag too, because some people just work, but they don't really want to do better. Yeah. They're working at like these dead end jobs, and Sometimes they feel that that's good enough for them. I'm like, well, obviously it's not good enough because you're complaining about your financial situation. So only you can change that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a red flag right there, man. I just wanted to answer your question about that. So moving on.
Yeah, I mean, we could kind of dive back into it if you want me to spearhead this real quick.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we were juggling those two terms there of selfish and intimidating. And Nicole just asked me, what do what traits do we see in a perfect? What are we looking for in a perfect female?
Mhm.
There is no perfect female. Let me just say that up front. There's no perfect male. There's no perfect female.
Well, definitely, let's talk about
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will say that, as I said to Nicole in the comments, someone to see past themselves. I've said that before, and I'm starting to hold very true to that statement. I'm starting to mention it to more people. People are selfish.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I haven't dealt with somebody, and when I say deal, I mean either talking to someone with an intent for a future, actually being with them, dating seriously, or like my ex fiance and being engaged. I haven't met someone to see past themselves yet. And I'm not saying you have to do it like I do it,
Yeah.
or whatever the case is, because I know that occupation has a lot to do with how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? With us being law enforcement, military, you know what I mean? We're taught
Mhm.
teamwork. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me, it's about us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that, which is fine. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because we live two different lives. We walk two different paths. But you need to be able to see past yourself, you know? You know what I mean? I've had people. Look at the scenario. It's just like if my phone goes off. If my phone, when I say goes off in a sense like it's off, it's turned off. I didn't pay my bill on time, whatever the case is, which, we always pay our bills on time, right?
Of course.
But,
Yeah.
if my phone is off for whatever reason, instead of someone I'm dealing with saying, you know what, I got some extra bread, let me spot you, they're like, well, that's crazy, man. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I don't got it, I'm not saying that you have to have it because situation does happen, but you should at least want to fill that void.
Absolutely.
And that just
I
goes
agree.
into not being selfish.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I've always done that. There's not one person from my past that I've dealt with, and some of them are on my Facebook, and they could comment if they're viewing. There's not one person from my past that could tell me that I have not hit every single area hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? They
Mhm.
can't say that, oh, he didn't treat me right, he disrespected me. They can't say that. God could strike me with lightning on this live video right now.
Through the roof.
You know what I mean? And we'll have mad views. Alright, if that happens, if I'm lying.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, can't be selfish, people. You
Right.
can't be selfish. Care about the other person. Look out for the other person.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You gotta try. It's
Right.
hard. And what people don't understand is if you want something good, you're gonna have to work for it. It's not easy.
Right.
But if two people are working for the same goal, it makes it easy.
Mhm.
Maybe a little, as Miss Dacia said, I'm intimidating. Maybe intimidating up front. But once you get past that, I mean, it is what it is. It's over.
Mhm.
You know? Shout out to Alex. She's, of course, part of the original crew. I mean, she's the female side of the bros. You know what I'm saying?
I see that comment
So-
you made.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll pass it back off to you, brother.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean? Protege, enlighten these folks, man.
Of course, man. Like, just to piggyback off what Veron was saying, like, yeah, that's a huge problem in relationships. A lot of people are selfish, and it's one sided a lot of the time when you're with somebody, male or female, you know. So a lot of people are asking. Well, I'm one of those people that ask, like, I pretty much do a lot for women. Like, if I'm seeing you or whatever the case is, I always try to live up to the end of my deal. As far as like what you ask for, you know what I'm saying, and like he said, things take work, takes time. You know what I mean? You just have to try, and some people are just not willing to try. Like once they get into some type of disagreement or an argument or what have you, they just, like I said earlier, they just run away. They just walk. And that shows.
As our homie Lamari just said, people are intimidated by commitment.
All right, well, if you're intimidated by commitment, then you don't need to be with anybody because
A lot of people don't know that.
you got to tell me up front, like, hey, look, how long are we gonna be good for? Like, my man Slime actually touched on this a little bit. Shout out to Slime again, but he was like, okay, well, you need to just tell me up front how long we gonna be good for. Is it gonna be a month? Is it gonna be 3 months? And I'm not looking for that's actually like a short-term commitment, and I'm not looking for that. So I'm like, well, I'm about to just walk, period, because I'm not gonna date you for 3 months and be like, all right, well, I guess I was good for 3 months. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we're not doing that here.
we date with
Yeah.
intent to marry. You don't just
Yeah.
get with someone just cause you
Nah.
feel like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
you may have
for
done that.
convenience.
You may have done that
Yeah.
when you were in junior high school, all cute and stuff. But we're
Right.
adults now.
Yeah. You have to, your mindset has to be on a totally different wavelength as an adult. You know, as compared to when you were in school. And I think some people still have that mentality. You know. So, but I know this this can't go on as far as the relationships we have today. That's why I said I do this show to try to like enlighten the folks, give you guys insight on what goes out, what is going on in the world. All right, because this is stuff that needs to be corrected. You know, it has to be corrected. Otherwise, you know, like my man, I was talking to Slime again. He was saying that, you know, we have to change the way the game, quote unquote, is. All right. Now, I'm not one for playing games. Like I'm just trying to put things back to the way it should be, not the way I want it to be, the way how a relationship should work. Period. You
Two
know.
people working together.
Exactly. You know, and that's you know it's a big downfall. So
I mean, can I just
go ahead.
I gotta finish up a little something. I was texting or excuse me, typing to Daisha
Okay.
just to finish off what we're talking about here.
Mhm.
The whole intimidating. Okay, that's kind of Daisha saying that she finds me intimidating because of the way I think is different from her, which is a lot of people they would agree with what you're saying.
Mhm.
Now the reason I had said to you, Daisha, that have you looked internally? I mean, I wasn't always this way to be as open minded as I am now. I
Mhm.
had to take some time to myself, self reflect a little bit, so I can understand. You know what? Just because I think some way doesn't mean Protege thinks a certain way. Doesn't mean you think the same way. So being able to understand how you feel, what you're thinking, being able to send a message to you that you can understand, even though you don't agree, or not that you don't agree, but you don't see the way I see things, is very important. You know, I'm not saying to look internally because there's something wrong or whatever the case is. No, I think we should all look internally. If we're not understanding something or we're confused about something, look at ourselves first and see if we can improve in a certain area before we say, well, you don't think the same way I do, so that's a problem. Like, why don't you think that way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not a problem. That's something that can be rectified internally, I believe.
Mhm.
I mean, it's worked for me, and I wouldn't try to project a message that doesn't work.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't say, "Hey, we're on the second floor B. You want to go try to jump out the window or something?"
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I'll watch from here. Let me know if you make it. You know what I mean? I would never, ever, ever do that. You know, I'm only gonna try to disseminate. Of course, everybody needs improvement, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes, I
Mhm.
agree 100%. Everybody needs improvement.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And we can all stand to get better.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I hope I kind of gave you a little different angle of looking at it.
Right.
I may not have answered your question, but I hope I gave you a little firmer understanding where we're coming from. I see that the views are still pretty high.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And the comments are still flowing. Like I said, everybody viewing, please share the video once again. You know, because people need to hear what we're saying. You know, at least to give them some more insight, different angle, different perspective. So please, everybody viewing, please share the video.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, guys. Yep. Appreciate that, man.
You
My
got the
man.
floor, Protege.
Silly, man. Appreciate. Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. So definitely, like I said, guys, just try to, you know, like my man Don said, try to be open minded about things. Actually, one of my biggest downfalls in a previous relationship that I had, that I was, you know, actually that was the relationship that I was engaged in, was the fact that I think my problem was that I was trying to get this woman to think exactly the same way I do, you know, and that's
A lot of people do that.
yeah,
A lot of
you
people
know,
do that.
I'm talking about like on every aspect.
A lot of
Yeah,
people do that. I think
yeah,
that's kind of what Daisha's saying. So
yeah,
continue. I think that'll help.
right, yeah. It was just that's a problem. You can't do that. You know, you got to take them for who they are, and sometimes you know let them know what's on your mind. Obviously, you know, talk to them, tell them, hey, this is bothering me, you know, or what have you, or hey, you know, how about you try this or whatever, you know. But some people don't even have, they don't know how to do it sometimes too. They don't know how to think the way you do, or they, you know, or they don't care too. That's also an option. They don't care to think the way you do.
They don't want to try it.
Yeah.
It's effort. You know what I mean? You got to put the effort out there to want to see how others see.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They say they try. A lot of people talk about the third eye. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right,
The
man.
third eye.
It's called a Jagan, by the way.
There you go. Proper
Yeah.
terminology out here.
Yep. Yep. So it's called a Jagan eye. People look that up. you know. But anyway, yeah, definitely. You know, don't try to like. I guess you could say brainwash your partner to think the way you want them to think. You know, that's not healthy at all. Don't do that. But
Yeah, say
just try to
brainwash.
just try to work with them on things. Some things may not make sense. You know, especially like with me and you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we have a very high intellect. So, you know, like Daisha said, we may come off as intimidating, maybe because of our intellect, maybe a little bit too high of a level for them.
And that's why I said they
Yeah.
could go either way, good or bad. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Right. Yeah. So, you know, I think I came across that as far as like, you know, the way I speak, you know, and talk to certain women about things, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy's like an old man, but he's not old." you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
know, but
How about let's throw the word insecurity in the mix.
okay.
You know what I mean? Since we're talking about
Yeah.
internal, let's throw insecurity in the mix a little bit. You know, I know you're the host, but let me hit you with that.
Okay.
How do you feel about insecurity? Because I mean, that's something that's internal based.
Mhm.
You know, per individual, and that's something that, as I know you learned in leadership school. Shout out U.S. Air Force.
All right.
You know what I mean? Um, Basically temperaments and whatnot. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And insecurity. You may see something that I may not see.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't want to believe it because I'm like, oh my God, it's not here. I can't see it, like it's not as real as this computer. So what are you talking about?
Right.
You're making it up. You hating. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
so give me a
No,
little
it's funny.
feedback on insecurity.
It's funny. It's funny. Well, with insecurity in what way actually though?
Well, one second. Shout out to my homegirl Latel down in Florida, U.S. Navy all day. Fresh active duty recruit. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Military siblings out here. But insecurity with themselves
Okay.
is what I'm kind of steering towards.
Okay.
You know.
Mhm.
So get some feedback on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Insecurity within yourself. That I think that shows it's a big problem. Just put it that way. No. Only
It is.
because yeah, because you can't. You sometimes people have hidden insecurities where it may not come out until they're actually with that person. I mean, I've had. I'm not gonna say no names out there. I've had girls tell me, "Oh, I'm not insecure. I'm not insecure," but then it's like, okay, well, you just went through this man's phone, you know, to see if he was talking to another female,
Yeah.
you know. So, and then they be like, "Oh no, well, I was just checking." I'm like, "No. That's an insecurity issue. I don't care how you put it. You know, there's no way around that. It's sugarcoating. You know, it's
Yeah.
definitely a sign of a big sign of insecurity.
Yeah.
You know, if that's the case, you know, just work on that. You know, that's what I can really tell you. You have to understand that. And for me too, as a guy, you know, we have to work on the fact that you know, we are gonna have friends that are the opposite sex. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a natural part of life. You know what I'm saying? There's men and women on this planet, so there's only two species I know of as far as the human race is concerned.
Yeah.
you know, so it's like it's only natural you're gonna have a female friend, or you know, or a female's gonna have a guy friend or whatever. But just you know, you have to be secure enough to know that your relationship is strong to where you don't have to have doubt. You know, a lot of red flags come up in relationships where people are, you know, checking each other's phones, as I mentioned, you know, checking text messages, and you know, some people are like, oh no, you chilling with this person?
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't happening. You know, and guys shut that down real quick. Some guys I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they be like, oh, nah, not without me there, or
Of
you
course.
know, you're gonna ask first. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I think I touched on that before in
Mm-hmm.
a previous episode when I was, you know, my man Slime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a control thing; it's a respect thing. It really is. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like if you told me that you know you chilling with this guy or what have you, I feel like you respected me enough to say that to me.
Yeah.
You know, some people just feel like I said, they just want to do what they want to do, and you can't do that. You can't think like a single person because you're not single. You're with someone,
Yeah.
so you need to tell them, hey, I'm chilling with this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vice versa. That's just how it goes. That's how you avoid less things.
And
You know?
I know my man Protege may come off a little strongly saying that, but let me just give you a scenario just to kind of correlate with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, say you guys living together, whatever the case is, you're at home as a woman or man. I mean, whichever, whoever's looking. I mean, you take it in your light. In our case, we're dudes, so say we're out at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our woman's at home, whatever the case is. We come home from work, we open up the door, and she chilling on the couch with some random dude. We had no idea was there. We don't know who he is. It doesn't matter what you tell us, and it could be the 100,000% truth. You're gonna get smoked for that. You know what I mean? Basically, it's over. There's nothing you can tell me because it's just like, number one, why is he in my crib? Who is he? How long y'all been here? Since I went to work?
Mm-hmm.
8, 10, 12 hours ago?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you have to have the common courtesies and, as Protege said, respect.
Right.
You know?
Right, definitely. Yeah, just keep that in mind, people. Just try, like I said, communication. You gotta be willing to talk. Some people are like, oh man, I shouldn't have to tell him every single time. I'm like, well, if we living under one roof, I need to know a lot of things that's gonna be going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's.
I know how I live in my crib. I leave stuff out in the open. I mean, I got $100, few $100 just sitting there on the counter, just chilling. I don't know, random person in my house. Next thing you know, money missing, and then now I gotta press you. I gotta press whomever was there, and then it's just gonna. I mean, it's too many hands in the pot, too many variables, too many things could go wrong.
Yeah.
Not to say that it can't work,
Mm-hmm.
but basically what we're trying to say is try to diminish what can go wrong by communication.
Exactly. Or just being aware of, that this can possibly go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That'd avoid a lot of strain and frustration in a relationship. But we're actually getting a little short on time. But again, please share the video. Like I said, I'm on Instagram now, so look me up. That's right. Yeah.
Follow my man Protege Bowden.
Yeah.
Is that Protege
underscore Bowden? Yep, you got it. At
already
Instagram.
know.
Also follow me on YouTube, Protege Bowden Show on YouTube. Look that up. Again, I'll send the link actually, so you guys can look that up. We got recordings there. Veron Don is actually one of the people on there. Like I say, he's part of my team. It's me, Veron, Ed Slime Jackson. Sometimes Javon King Simmons. He'll be present. As well.
Shortly.
Yeah, but definitely, guys. It's like I said, I'm everywhere now. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, John Bowden. You can look me up on Facebook, John Bowden, and I'm all over social media. I'm trying to get the word out to everybody. This is something I'm very serious about. And
hold up, let's hit it one more time. We are social butterflies.
Okay.
Do not be intimidated to reach out.
Okay.
And speak up. You know what I mean? We're very open. My phone is on 100% of the time. I see it flashing in my peripherals right now.
Mm-hmm.
But please reach out. I'm on IG as well. Most of you guys got me, but V Don, you already know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm always open to anything. Anybody. I'm always here to help. 100%. We both are.
Right.
And that's
absolutely.
why we're doing this 100% of the time. All right.
Yep.
We appreciate the support, guys.
Appreciate that. So once again, just like I said, these episodes are for you guys. As well. I mean, it's for me too. Helps me understand things a little bit better. Especially when you guys have the comments and we answer them. So, but I appreciate you guys. All right. So again, we about to sign off. Protege Bowden Show on Facebook Live. Like I said, this most likely be uploaded to YouTube later on. All right. So once again, it's me, Protege, Vita Don,
You.
and we signing off.
Later, people.
Peace.